A journey to the stars. One of the things Sophie is so grateful for in her life is that of her furry companion Star. Sophie was grieving coming up to her loving mother's first anniversary and had been looking at local ads online. Suddenly, a beautiful picture of the most adorable Chihuahua puppy came across her feed. She felt a warm glow come over her and, being the ever-impulsive person that she is, she was up at the dawn the next morning for an hour trip away to Limerick to collect this beautiful creature that had captured her heart. Sophie met with her new additions family first, and finally, after all the formalities were over, Sophie was handed the tiniest puppy she ever saw. Honestly, she had seen from the photo that this was a small puppy, but this ball of fluff fitted into one of her hands. She thought she was given a hamster, she was that small. As they said their goodbyes, Sophie jumped into the passenger seat and the puppy crawled straight into the nook of her neck, where she remained while Sophie thought of names on the way home. After trying out several names, one kind of stuck for the first few hours: Angel. Sophie kept using the name Angel, but there was something missing with the name. After a few hours driving around to get new bits for Angel, she stopped at a petrol station to fill up her car. This is where Sophie picked up a bottle of Coke Zero. Back in 2014, Coke had a new campaign going on where you can purchase your bottle with a name on it. Sophie had reached in and pulled out a bottle, and there it was, the name she'd been waiting for: Star. As she walked back to the car, bottle of Coke in hand, Sophie said the name out loud, and, as if by divine intervention, her new puppy looked up and squeaked. So, Star was the new addition to Sophie's little family. This one moment in her history is what allowed Sophie to finally start healing herself properly. She wasn't by herself now. She had a sidekick. Once at home and settled, Star really became a part of the family. She had this attitude that she believed that she was a huge Doberman dog. If any other dog came near her, she would tremble with a big energy. You'd be waiting for a huge bark to come out, and there it would be. The most high-pitched bark you could ever imagine. She became part of the family instantly with those big, beautiful brown eyes. This is where our journey began. Sophie had a very tumultuous upbringing. From a young age, she felt she never fitted in anywhere. She had friends, yes, but she was always wearing a mask. She always felt she was unwanted, unloved, and unneeded. So to have this little ball of fur look at her from those deep brown eyes, she knew she had met her little soulmate in a dog. Sophie believed her mother had sent her this cheeky little puppy to teach Sophie how to love again. Star brought lots of unique qualities into Sophie's home. Her small stature was a world away from her ability to make the loudest noises. Sophie's nights were now surrounded by Star, wanting to cuddle up into the nook of her neck, and then, within a few moments, all you could hear is the almighty bursts of snoring coming from this tiny princess. To add to this little quirk, little Miss Star decided she only eats chicken breasts, cut up small, but had to be warmed in the microwave for 15 seconds exactly. Sophie would often find herself eating beans on toast, while Star had the most beautiful, soft chicken breasts, slightly warm, no exceptions. Star was a force to be reckoned with. She was the size of a hamster with the personality of a unicorn. What Star lacked in size, she more than made up for in personality. It's been 10 years since Star became the most important part of Sophie's life and healing journey. She had learned so much about herself as the years passed by with Star. She learned to love again. She learned that to have a place in society, she didn't need to make lots of money and be very successful. Star had taken the pieces of Sophie's broken world and mended them day by day with incredible snuggles and licks. She followed Sophie around like a shadow. She was her sidekick, her reason for living. The one thing Sophie always struggled with was fear of abandonment. With Star by her side, she started to step back into the world with a newly realised energy. Star was the star of the show. She went everywhere with Sophie and everyone knew Star's name. She had become a local celebrity around the area, everyone stopping to pet her. This allowed Sophie to learn to communicate with people again. The one thing Sophie always says to her little Star every time she looks deep into those brown eyes is, "You are loved, you are wanted, you are needed."